Today's video was sponsored by Nicholas Gudua Gishuki of the United States of America, a true patriot and a Kenyan nationalist at heart. Stand by for 3, 2, 1. During Gachagwa's interview with Jesse Rogers, he mentioned that he had secretly recorded audios of President William Ruto. Now, in case you missed it, I'll play for you the video of Riggy relaying the same information. Then we'll look into why these secret recordings will damn near finish Ruto ahead of 2027. Here's a tip from Riggy.
When he called me myself when we disagreed and said, I cannot work with you. I would like you to resign. And if you don't, I'll impeach you. And later on in the interview, I'll tell you why we disagreed. And he said, instead of you going home empty-handed, and since you assisted me, I would like you to go with your retirement package, and I can get you some money to get you started off, like 1.5, 2 billion. I told him to go to hell. I'm not interested. I'm priceless. And that kind of money, I have. You know how much I funded your campaign. I am not a man to be given 2 billion shillings. You know what kind of money I am into. And therefore, I said, fine. He sent a very senior officer to come and see me. On Thursday, when the National Assembly resolved that I should be impeached by going to the Senate, that Friday morning, he sent a very senior officer to come and see me. And he gave me his terms. And against my ethics, because I don't record people, I recorded that conversation, giving me that offer from the president. I have that record, okay?
So the senior official was speaking for the president?
Yeah, he sent me. The following day.
But the burden of proof lies with the accuser. We need to see this.
No problem. Okay. No problem. The following day, he told the officer I should go and have a discussion with him. And I refused to go to State House. He suggested I go to his hotel, the Western Hotel. I refused. And we met somewhere along State House Road in one of the safe houses run by the National Intelligence Service. And between me, that officer and myself, we had a discussion with the president. Again, I recorded that conversation for posterity because I know William Ruto. I put it on record. Again, he gave me that offer. I told him I'll think about it. I didn't want to have a fight with him because it was not necessary. That officer persuaded me that I should listen to the president. And because he's a man from home, he said, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, just listen to what he has to say.
Who is this officer?
No, I don't want to.
For the sake of our public, you call for an interview, you have to...
Let me explain. So I said no. I declined. The day I went to the Senate, the first day, that officer again was dispatched by the president. And I refused to see him, but after consultation with my counsels, I agreed to see him. Again, he brought me another offer. I recorded. I am very conflicted. That officer is an innocent man. He's an emissary of the president. He is in service. If I expose him now, he will lose his job. He will be in very difficult circumstances. So on discussion with my family and lawyers, we have agreed that when he retires, and it's not very long from now, we'll be able to release that information. And I've done that because I know his family and I don't want to jeopardize his position. And because he did not come on his free will, he serves the president and he cannot be able to argue with him. I'll have that information. It is ready, it's well stored, and I would like to tell these people not to try to come and read here to get it. It's not here. I've stored it nicely with somewhere.
Now here's why these tapes are potentially dangerous for Ruto's re-election. Number one, timing. If they time the release just right, it could pulverize the president. Can you imagine if the tape comes out around July or August 2027, just before we go on to vote? If you have damning information about somebody, timing is everything. You can release it at a point where it's saturated by other events in the world, or no one even really cares about it at that point in time. But if you wait until someone is up for re-election and the vote date is just 2 weeks out and you release them, that will be a very big problem for the president. And I've seen this happening 3 times in recent history. The first was Muhisa Kituni. Muhisa came back to Kenya from the United States, wanting to run for president in 2022. The moment he came back with ambitions to vie for the presidency, somebody somewhere had stored a picture of Muhisa and a young Gen Z lady. And I think the lady is the one who took the picture of Muhisa while he was sleeping next to her. And Muhisa dropped out of the race. That was a well-timed expose. Although I've always felt very bad that Muhisa dropped out of the race. In politics, Any publicity is good, negative or positive. Muhisa should have come out and told people, wengine wanasema mimi ni mzee, but hiyo maneno ina confirm bado mimi ni kijana. You can make light out of it. In politics, you never quit. Another example is Donald J. Trump. When he was up for election in 2016, somebody released what they called the Hollywood sex tape, where Trump was saying he can grab women by the private parts and they won't do anything because he's a superstar. It was released just before he was up for election. He was very fortunate that he passed. The Electoral College saved him. He didn't have the popular vote. And the third one that I saw was of the same president, huyu ambaye amekalia kiti, President William Ruto. When he was DP, seeking to become president in 2022, someone had recorded him 2 years prior, akisema how he was so close kuchapa Uhuru Kenyatta kofi. It was released 3 weeks to elections. In case you missed it, here's the tape.
Baada ya 2017, na mimi nataka niwaambie, najua tulienda kufanya uchaguzi, tukashinda. Huyu mtu akaenda pale, akakoroga, ikasemekana turudie uchaguzi. Ndio. Watu wengi, sijui ni kwa sababu gani, watu wengi walikuwa nafikiri sasa ikisemekana turudie uchaguzi, ati tutawachana na Uhuru. Sijui kwa sababu gani watu walikuwa naamini hivyo. Lakini mimi nilitoka hapa kwa ofisi, na nilikuwa nimemwambia Uhuru, hii chunga hapo iko Kiingereza. Akaniambia hapana, nimechunga kabisa, kila kitu iko sawa. Kulikuwa na mtu mwingine anaitwa Nje, sijui nani. Mwisho mlango kumbe ilikuwa wazi, wengine wakaingia ndani wakaharibu. Si ndio? Mimi nikatoka hapa, nikafika State House. Kufika State House nikakuta rafiki yangu wako hapo. Sitaki kusema alikuwa anafanya nini, kwa sababu sisi ni wazee. So ndio huyo sasa hii maneno sijui nini, mimi sitaki mimi nataka kwenda Ichaweri, wewe sijui sasa mimi sitaki, wacha tuachane na hii kitu. Mimi nikamwangalia, nikamwambia wewe, ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa kofi. Ati sisi tuache, ati tutoke hapa. Hapana. Na ni kura tumeshinda. Kwani alikuwa ametushinda wapi? Tumeshinda wabunge, tumeshinda magavana, tumeshinda senators wengi, tumefanya hiyo kazi yote. Ukora tu ameenda kufanya hapo kidogo. So nikamwambia awache mchezo. Hapo hapo nikampeleka hapo Bama, tukaenda kula nyama, akapona kidogo namna hii.
So history does repeat itself, na kwa mara ya pili recorded audio ya Ruto zitasambazwa tena. I think this guy speaks recklessly everywhere he goes. I'm starting to even be concerned that a foreign nation could be having incriminating recordings of our president. Sababu alikuwa recorded 2022, amekuwa recorded na Rigiji. Who else has these tapes? Does JB Muturi have his own recordings? Does Moses Kuria have his own recordings just in case afanywe mbaya mara ya pili? Does a foreign country have his recordings also, pengine akisema vile atasettle our national debt by kuuza Malindi? We need to be very careful what we say, especially leaders. Someone can have something very damning about you and threaten you with it to get XYZ. And if you are threatened as the president of Kenya and you comply, then you're putting us as a country in a very bad position. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs needs to check on this guy. So let's just wait and see. I don't know when Gachagua will deem it fit to release that audio. Na amepea watu wengi hiyo audio. There's a lot of safekeepers of those tapes and recordings and everything. So whether the DCI raid him, whether he is killed, poisoned or whatever, bado itafikia watu. So TikTok, let's see what happens. Now, at the end of the day, that's just my opinion, guys. Do let me know your own comments in the comment section below. I'll do my best to read them and to give you a response. In the event you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula. Hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really, really need to subscribe to. All right, guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.